Hello people. Let's talk about composting. Quick, easy, let's just jump right into it. So, composting is something I honestly would have thought was way too complicated and, most importantly, stinky. But surprisingly, it all depends on how you set up your composting and what you put in it. This is going to be straight to the point. So let me get right to it. First, what you want to do is get yourself something like this, a shoebox. You can get them from the dollar store. You probably already have one sitting around your house. And this is going to be the item that you keep on your kitchen, like countertop, right? What you want to do though is you want to drill some holes in it. See, just like that. And what this is going to do is allow air to get into the compost. And yes, that's my children screaming. This lid right here, I rarely use, but it's just a way to kind of, if I want to store it away, like let's say if I've got the windows open and I don't want bugs getting all up in it or something like that, then I would just put the lid on it. But really, think about your compost as being something that's alive. It needs to breathe, okay? It does. It needs to breathe. What that's going to do is allow whenever you have, you're cooking, you have an area set to where you can kind of temporarily store your compost items that you're going to take outside, okay? So that is how you kind of start off with just a tiny little compost little bucket on the inside. But let me tell you that what you want to keep in mind is what you're putting into it. So you want to you can actually put paper in it. So you'll see mine has paper. See, I have paper in it. What I'm actually going to do though is rip these up. I learned the hard way that you want to keep the items like a compost material, but you also want to make it smaller because it cuts down on the decomposing time frame. So for this, I'm actually going to break this up into small pieces. Nothing special. I'm just going to tear it up. Bam. They're torn up into manageable pieces, okay? You see I have eggshells in there. I have even my cardboard. So cardboard is a great composting material, paper that you can put in there. But I have just my lemon peels, my onion peels. You're basically whatever vegetables, biodegradable items that come out of your kitchen prior to cooking. You don't want to cook anything and then put it in your compost. Just think of life, okay? So anything that would probably... Then what do you do with that, you might ask? Now you can keep this on your countertop if you want, and it will eventually compost, turn into what you want and break down. But what I like to do is actually put it in a container bin, a composting bin that's outside. One just like this. So you can buy these anywhere, Target, Walmart, oh my goodness, online. You probably already have one. And you want a container with a lid. I mean, that is very important to keep animals out, especially rats and cats and all the other little critters that run around in your backyard. You don't want them getting into your compost. But once you find a container with the lid on it, you do want to drill some holes on the side. Nothing special, nothing overboard. Stab a hole in it with some scissors if you want, or just use a regular drill and punch some holes in it. Now, the compost lid will be very, very secure. So make sure you're not picking one or pick out a compost lid. I mean, that's very secure. This is what mines look like. You see I have a lot of cardboard paper and whatnot in it. I really need to break these down and make them smaller. And the thing with the composting is you want to stir it. So you want to definitely not get your hands up in it. It's because it's going to eventually get some worms and maggots in there, which is okay and healthy. You want that. They're going to actually help with breaking down the compost. Get yourself something like this, and you are going to stir it around once, twice, maybe 3 times a week. Nothing more than that, but at least once a week. And what that's going to do is stir it around, keep it nice and moist, but yet breathing. That first compost bucket that I just showed you has way too much cardboard. I need to add a lot more greens like onions, lettuce, and you want to add enough green, enough dry items like paper. You want to definitely add, if you have any dry leaves around your yard, throw that in there. You want to also put some sticks in there. Those are great to help just kind of keep some air flowing into your compost. But if you put enough of that, which mine needs a lot more than that, I'm going to show you what it ends up turning into. Dirt. That's what it turns into, beautiful dirt. Now this had tons of lettuce, it had cabbage in there. You'll see the sticks were in there, eggshells, some paper was in there as well too. And eventually I just basically end up with dirt. So that sums it up. This is my Vlogmas day 3. I'm wrapping it up with that. And just wanted to jump right to the point because I know that a lot of people are thinking about composting, but may think that it's gonna be stinky. It's not. If you're not throwing meat in it and you're stirring it properly and you're balancing it up, and you can kind of tell, you can kind of basically tell if it's not a healthy compost. If it's too dry or too wet, it's not healthy. If you have too much of one item, it's kind of like your gut. Treat it kind of like your gut. You want just enough greenery. You want just enough dryness, like the fiber, which would be the sticks and the paper. And all that combined is gonna make a healthy compost. Now, I live in Florida, and the weather does impact your compost or its ability to, or its decomposition rate. So just look that up and just double check how much moisture you're getting, if it's too much or not enough. But happy composting. Good luck.